I'm going to show you some of the animation features. I put this background on top of just right on the page itself, not on the master page. And I'll just show you really quick when you do that. What I have ended up doing here, let me get rid of that, is I have accidentally, now I can't see my navigation buttons, and all I have to do is, again, I showed you with the override taking the back button off. If you hold down the command or the control key shift and then kind of click in the area, sometimes you can get it. I can't, so what I'm going to do is move it up, and then I'm going to override that by holding the shift and the command or control key. I'm going to cut it by holding Command Control X, and then I'm going to right click and tell you to paste in place. Oh, actually, I'm going to click this guy, and then I'm going to say paste in place. So now it's pasted itself on top of this image, and I'm going to do the same on this one. So I can't just click on it, so I hold down Command, Control, or Command or Control and Shift and click, and it gets it. I'm going to do a cut. You can do it right here if you want to, and then I'm going to click on this. So I'm going to paste it into place on top of this one. So now I can slide this guy back down, and now my buttons are on top. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to show you. This is what I want to show you. All right, so I've got this lighthouse, and I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer. I'm going to lock all three of these. And I'm going to add something. I'm going to add a seagull. I want a seagull that is going to fly across here. So I'm going to do a place, and I got a picture of a seagull right there. And I'm just going to just draw him pretty big for the thing, but obviously I don't want this white around him, so I'm going to use my clipping path options under object, and I'm going to say go to options, and I'm going to tell it to detect edges. Now this is just, he's partly white, so it's hard to tell. Make sure your preview's on or you won't be able to see what's going on. And you can mess around with these a little bit if you need to. It's going to be, depends on what you're doing. This one's going to be kind of hard. And then I'm going to, yeah, it's close enough. It's got a little bit of white on him. His head's kind of disappearing, but you get the idea. And now what I want to do is I want to animate him so that he'll fly in and across. So I am going to click off of him, go up here and select my selection arrow, and then I'm going to click this, and I'm going to make sure I select the frame, not the actual bird. If I select the bird, you'll see you'll get these little different corners, but that's not what I want. I want just the frame. So, and then I'm going to click the animation panel and open it up. Alright, so when I do that with this selected, you can see it already has it loaded. If I click away, it goes away, but if I click back on it, there it is. And then I'm gonna use a preset animation. Now you can see there's a ton of preset animations. They're basically put into two sections. These are called the simple animations, and then these are a little more complicated and basically have several things happening at once. All I am going to do is I want this to fly in from the right, and then I'm going to actually make him fly out as well, maybe. When I do that, when I pick a preset, it'll show you what happens, and you have to tell it when do you want this to happen? When the page opens, or you might have a button, or you might have something else that happens. But for this one, I'm going to use it on page load, so when you come to this page, the seagull will be flying. Alright, and then I can make it longer if I want, and right here you can see this is the path, basically the animation path that he's going to move on. So he's going to start here, and he's going to fly in from the right. Well, that's sort of what I want to happen. I actually want him to start way back here. So I'm going to actually click that, and I'm going to stretch it way out here. Alright, and then if I click off, Oops, I gotta click back on the hand. Now you'll see the animation will start over here and end here, but I actually want him to fly off. Alright, so it's going to start over here and it's going to end over there. And so now I'm going to click him. I can change the duration. I can change the speed. There's other properties you can set. You can have him. Actually, the speed is more like it's easing in and easing out, which just means when it starts and stops, it's a little bit slower than it is in the middle. And you can tell by these, the closer these little points are, the faster he will go. So he kind of starts out slow and he's going to speed up for this. That's just how the preset is. I can change that. If I click ease in and then ease out, that means he'll start slow and then he'll end slow. And you can see the dots are closer in the middle. So it means the further away they are, the slower it goes. The closer they are, the faster, and then he slows down again. So, okay, let's see how that looks. So we're going to use our EPUB window again, and I'll make it big so you can see. And like I said, it holds the last thing that was in there, so it's got the thing that we talked about in the buttons. There he is. He flew through. All right, so let's try something else. Let's have him loop. I guess I gotta close this guy. Oh, I gotta select him, that's why. Okay. Let's have it take longer, so he goes. And I'm going to show you something really cool. If I use my direct selection tool, these are just points like any other point. And I should be able to, hold on, let me see. I should be able to select them. Now they've disappeared, so hold on. Well, it's a little more difficult because they're so close together, but you can actually go in and move that around, but I actually will show you an easier way to do that if you want him to do something other than that. So anyway, I made it longer. Let's go ahead and preview it again. We'll do our EPUB preview, hit the play button. There he's flying a little bit slower. Yay! Alright, so that's kind of cool, and you can just best way to learn about all these presets is just try them all, right? So there's different things that you can do. You can have them spin. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so another thing you can do is I'm going to leave him. I'm going to copy him actually. I'm going to copy him. I'm going to paste it. I don't want the preset, so I'm going to say none on this guy. This guy still has it. This guy is just by himself now. But what I want him to do is I want him to follow a path, basically. This is following a path. It's a preset path. But cool thing is you can, using the pen tool or even the line tool or the pencil tool, you can create a path. So I'm going to create a path and I'm going to start it there. And I'm going to make him kind of fly around and I can't see how that out of there. Okay, now the cool thing is I go up here and this is selected, this path I just made. You can't really see it. Let me, just for fun, I wouldn't do this normally, but so you can see it. And I'm going to hold on the shift key and select this other bird. So now these are selected together, and all I got to do is go down here in this little panel right here. Let me see if I can zoom into that. Oh, well, let me. Okay, and click that. And now you can see these items are now one item. It moved that path over though, so I'm going to move it back. Now this is not going to work because he's going to be flying backwards. He's going to start over here and he's going to fly backwards. So there's one of two things I can do. I can take this. Let's see if I can do this. I haven't tried this. I could see if I could flip him horizontally. I did. It worked. All right, so now he's going to be flying in the right direction. So let's see how that works. We'll do our EPUB, which I accidentally closed, so I know I can get to it from here. Now it's going to load. So that's the one we just did. All right, so let's do this next one. Now it's that one, and then the other bird. Ooh, he's flying really fast. So let's slow him down. So we'll go back to our animation panel, which I guess I accidentally closed as well. I do that a lot. So there's my animation panel. I'm gonna slow him down so that it takes him a while. So let's look at that. So now we have that first one. He flies across. And then we have this other bird who flies. Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty neat, right? Okay, so now, but what if I wanted to fly at the same time? Well, you can, what usually happens is whatever order you create them in, that's how they happen. So I did this one first, so he goes first, and then I did this one, and then he goes, and then that's how, however many actions you put in, animations you put in, that's what happens. But what's really cool is you can use this timing panel. And the timing panel basically looks at all the animations that happen on the current page and they list them. And then so these are named the same, but basically it says that this one's going to completely happen, and then this one's going to completely happen, and then there's more. They'll just go in order. Well, sometimes that's not what you want. You want things to happen at the same time. All you have to do is select both of these by holding down your shift key, or however many you have and you want to have them all play together, and say play together. So now you see there's a little link between them, and if you roll over it says objects play together. And the cool thing is you can still change, you still have it on page load, but you can, if you click on it, you can create a delay so that they don't play immediately when the page opens. There's a half a second delay, but or whatever you set, 1 second delay before they actually start playing. So let's go look and see what happens. We're gonna hit our play. Okay, here we go. 1 second. Oh, they're playing at the same time. So that is some of the fun things you can do with animation. There's a lot of really cool presets that you can use. I keep losing my animation panel. Oh no, there it is. Let me just make I'm just make a star really quick so you can see what you can do. Oops, with just inset. We're gonna do a star. There it is, kind of an ugly star, but that's all right. And I'm gonna make it yellow just so we can see it. There it is. And actually, it's like not proportional, which just drives me crazy. So, whoops, I'm gonna kind of make it a little more. Anyway, there it is. And what I'm gonna do is I want it to spin, so I can rotate it. And you can't see the controls here, so yeah. Whoops. Yeah. You can rotate it, and there's preset rotates over here, basically 180 and 90 degrees, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Excuse me. And so I applied that, and I want it to loop, and so let's go ahead and play it.